Okay. Hey, y'all. We're back in here in the lanai hiding from the rain. It just started raining, and the wind's pretty good today too. So we're gonna be, like I said, back here where it's nice and dry. How's everybody doing? Um, been a kind of a dreary week so far, and that's just supposed to last a couple more days. I think we're gonna have rain tomorrow also, but not bad. The weather's not bad. I mean, it's 74, 73, something like that. But we've had some wind gusts, maybe 16, 20 mile an hour, but not bad. But now it's starting to rain. So, it's kind of, when you get used to Florida after being here a while, when you don't see the sunshine, it kind of brings down everything. This is one of those days when you just want to wrap up in a quilt and read your book and forget about what's going on outside. But it'll clear up here shortly. There's some kind of system down in the southern part, and I think the southern part of Florida is supposed to get quite a bit of rain. From what I understand, they actually have flood warnings down there. We're kind of in the middle, so we don't have to worry about that too much. But anyhow, other than it been a dreary week, it's been a busy week. Had a lot and lots to do. And next week's Thanksgiving, and I know you all got a lot of stuff to do to get prepared if you're having family and stuff like that. We don't have any plans yet, and as we're going to, we don't have family coming or anything like that, so we're probably just going to hang out right here. We're going to be wrapped in that quilt watching it rain. Hopefully by Thanksgiving it'll clear up. If y'all haven't had a chance, and the ones that are around here, check out the Waterfront Inn and their trees. They have a thing every year for charity, and they decorate, different people and businesses decorate trees, and they have them there in the lobby of the Waterfront Inn, and they auction them off for charity. And I think the bidding starts on Monday, sometime Monday. And I said, they're beautiful. I mean, some people just have such imaginations. They are really, really beautiful. And I said, I think you put in your bid, and then they'll let you know. And I said, I'm not sure when they end this, but you can take your tree home when they end this. The Deb and I went up there and did a video once, and was just in awe of some of the decorations up there. There's some very talented people around here. Now, if you get a chance, go see Waterfront Inn. And I said, the bidding starts on Monday.
Ouch.
Finally got your coffee. You need to get over here more. Okay, there you go.
So I don't know why we're in here.
Oh, yeah.
I still think we'd probably be okay out there, but with these, I call them spring showers. Now, wintertime rain down here really kind of reminds me of spring showers up north. Just cleans the air up. It's no big deal. But if it only rains, I'm not worried about it, because out underneath that awning out there, the rain don't get on us.
But the winds are blowing.
But you never know in a rainstorm, especially here. We've seen windstorms pop up that were just kind of devastating, and they came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, and you guys know you've seen the video where we run the last time because the wind grabbed the awning and.
Yeah, but remember it was in Lake Sumter when Scooter was playing up there?
Oh God, yeah, I'll never forget
that. That's the damnedest wind thing I ever saw.
Yeah, that was the scariest storm I've
They
ever
have
seen.
I'll call it market night, but whatever they call it, these little tents kind of things.
Yeah.
It goes around the square, and then underneath of those are local people, basically local people that does things to make money. That's how we got our name put on our golf cart, by the way. That's how we got our mailbox, or our address, lighted address sign that goes on our street pole was at one of those market nights. Yeah. They make them right there.
And they do still have them. They only do them once a month now, though.
Whatever, we need to get a new one.
Yeah.
And so we were up there, and we were sitting outside listening to Scooter carrying on, and just out of nowhere, I mean, out of nowhere, it's like a tornado just came down and just hit the square for 10 minutes, if that. That all those tents around the square were lifted up and they were floating around and hit a few people. The ambulances were up there picking people up after it was over. Scooter and Sue and everybody else were hiding in the beer huts and anywhere you could get.
Yeah.
And people in their 80s were scrambling to get to their golf carts and they couldn't walk. And I was just standing in a breezeway. The water goes by Starbucks there. I went in there and got me a cup of coffee, and I was standing in the breezeway watching everybody, and there was nothing you could really do. The traffic was horrible. People stopped in the middle of the road because of these things flying around.
Yeah.
And damnedest thing I ever saw.
Yeah, because it was the scariest storm I think I've been in, and I've been through a few tornadoes, but not out in the open like that. That was kind of.
Well, we don't really know it was a tornado.
There was a tornado in the Marion County area, and we got all the winds off of it. It's what it was. But yeah, it was kind of scary, especially if you're not used to the way it storms down here. When it rains buckets. It's usually not a nice leisurely rain like we've got right now. Usually it's just a downpour, and that with the wind, and like I said, all the stuff around the square flying around, and the trees. They hadn't trimmed at that time. They hadn't trimmed all the bad leaves off of the trees, so. Off the palm trees, and those palm fronds were flying everywhere. Like I said, it was a scary storm. It really was. But we're not having anything like that today. No,
well, we never know. That's the thing. That's why we're in here, because actually I like to be able to crack one of these doors. It's kind of hot and stuffy. I shouldn't say that because people up north are getting cold weather and they hate it. But it is getting kind of hot and stuffy.
Do that one down there by my chair. And that way it won't rain in that way. But anyway, hi guys, Myrtle Beach in Iowa. Wow. And yes, Jerry, next week is the Cherry Delight. And if I have the time, I'll have Skipper do a video while I'm making it, so you can actually see it. Because I know so many of you was interested in it, and I sent recipes. But I know I sent recipes to my daughter-in-laws too, and they never could make it right for some reason. So I don't know if there's something I'm doing or what, but yeah, I can video it if
we have become the generation of grandma's recipes and passing them along to the kids.
Yeah.
My mom did it with her mom. Mom had actually a 4x like postcard side cards.
Yeah. And you have a box.
It was in a tin box.
Yeah.
And filed, and it was full of all kinds of recipes. I don't even know what they are to this day. I'm surprised we don't have that box.
Your sister does.
She doesn't cook.
And then that's beside the point. She wanted it.
I don't care. That box is all grandma's recipes, and she came from Sweden, so who knows?
Yeah. And hey, Mr. Brooks, Kevin, Emilio J. Oh, from cold New York. Hope to see you in January. Yes, if not sooner.
Have you guys had any snow up there yet? Are you in the northern part of New York or over by the lake? I'll show you. Somebody sent me some pictures the other day. I don't know who it was. It was an email, but it didn't really have a name in there. And it was showing snow that they had that morning. It looked like they had about 4 to 6 inches.
Oh.
No, they could be in the mountains of Colorado. I don't know that.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin. Ron 5850. Hey, guys. We're loving the cookies, Ron.
Is Ron on there?
Yeah.
God, Ron, you're costing me money, man. They're expensive, but there's kind of like having a good potato chip. I don't remember what potato chip was it today. The advertisement said you can't eat just one. Was it Lay's?
I think so.
Anyway, those cookies, I go to eat one, and I'm eating the whole tray.
And that's why it was really bad. I always make soft cookies. I can't. Like I said, those type of cookies is the ones that I save for the dog. Because I thought they were overcooked. But that's what he likes. He likes them. Those were perfect.
Main thing on chocolate chip is There's two kinds of those cookies, and she always gets the wrong one. Again, I like the one that's got the nuts in it.
It's hard to find them. I mean, I bought what they had.
I have heard these excuses my whole life. You can't hardly find them. You can't hardly find them. So my mind says, well, if you can't find what I want, then why do you buy the things that I don't want?
Well, because I might like some.
She don't eat them. Don't listen to this. She's always on a diet, and she doesn't eat none of this. There's a cardinal right there.
Poor baby.
You don't see cardinals around here very often.
No, not very often. This is the time of year when everything's moving north. I
Yeah,
mean,
they're migrating.
the cranes are moving north because I seen a news show from Indianapolis the other day, and they had cranes going through there, so they should be going south, right?
The northern birds come south, like the robins. They're not here yet. They migrate down. I don't know exactly where they go. They don't stay here. And then some of the birds from other countries, like South America and Africa, are migrating through, going to wherever they're going. And I don't know where they're going. One of them birds is a big crane. I can't think of the name of it. It's got a huge bill, and I mean a thick, heavy bill. They must run or like to be alone. We've only seen them a couple of times here. They hang around a swampy area, and they literally will eat anything. I've seen them get swamp rats. Matter of fact, we saw one of them trying to eat a snake. Remember that? And it's wrapped around his bill. And I don't know what they are, but they come by for a while, and then they leave when you don't see them until white pelicans. So they come in the middle of winter, and then we won't see them in summer when they leave. I don't know where they go.
We used to have a trouble with the up north where we had the koi ponds, and each of the granddaughters had their own little fish. And one year the birds come through when they were migrating and ate the koi.
Well, that ticks me off because if you guys know anything about koi, when you go to buy the starter koi, they're not cheap.
No. And then the girls had, they knew their fish and they named them and everything. And I said it was hard convincing them that those new fish that I put in there was their fish.
Mockingbird on the ground.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, them redbirds will be back.
You see a lot of them out here.
Well, look at all the mulch is gone.
Yeah.
The redbird flicks it out there. Then Pedro mows it up.
Well, maybe we need to put some more in there.
I'm not putting any more in there.
Well, I hadn't bothered with it. It doesn't grow a lot of weeds, so it's fine.
If I put anything in there, I'm calling the landscaper. I want the weed stuff put in, whatever they call that material.
Weed block, yeah.
And then put rock in. That way we're done with it. I don't have to do any more.
That's fine with me.
God, that'll cost an arm and a leg. Oh, by the way, just to let you guys know my feelings about this Chinese crap that we all keep buying, we are now on our third microwave, and it quit the other day, and it's only about 9 months old. It just quit. She'll tell you, it started buzzing, making noises, and just stopped.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about that spot, but microwaves don't like it for some reason. And I have the warranty on it. But try to get a hold of those people.
Yeah, you don't get no warranty anymore. We don't have customer service in this country anymore because we keep buying all this crap.
You're always saying, don't buy the extended warranty.
I know we have a hard time. What do you do? I mean, because we don't have control of who manufactures it. And when you go to the store, everything's made overseas anymore. Bangladesh, Thailand, who knows where it's all made. My point is, somewhere along the line, there's got to be communication between us and the manufacturer that this is crap. And if it's crap, there should be some kind of a law, some kind of a governmental thing saying you must fix this. And they're not. They're not fixing it. You call these phone numbers. It's a robot thing that answers the phone, leave your stuff, everything else, and they never call you back.
Well, like I'm in line on a text.
You'll be in line next year.
Well, yeah, they said 2 days, and I haven't seen anything yet. So, but that's just to talk to them and tell them. I mean, I told them what the appliance was, what was the matter, and that kind of thing. And they said, well, they'll get back with you. And this was Saturday. They said it'll take working days. They said it'd take a couple working days. Well, it's been a couple, so we'll see.
Karen Stasic said, we talked about snow, said, no snow yet in the village of Luna. No, that's one thing about living here. You ain't got to worry about snow, or I was going to say ice, but I can't remember in my past the strawberry farmers here, and they go further south than here, that they would actually turn the nighttime sprinklers on because it's going to be a hard freeze, and they wanted the water to freeze over the strawberries because somehow that protects the strawberries. I don't understand it either, but I know they do that. They did it to the orange groves too, because they would show pictures of the orange grove trees just covered in ice.
Yeah.
And they did it on purpose.
Yeah. I remember when I was like in second grade, they had these little, the little reading books that you had, and there was a reader about a family that had moved to Florida and had an orange farm, and it told about, when that was their livelihood, the only way they make a living down here, and it told when it started freezing what they had to do. They go out and put the smokers or something underneath the trees and everything. And like it was an interesting little story for a second grader. But anyhow, Frank Lowe says, hello, Skip and Sue. You both are delightful people. Love your insight into the villages. Greetings from Michigan. Well, I bet it ain't warm up there either. I think there's supposed to be a warm front coming kind of that direction. I don't know if it'll get that far yet, but from what I seen on TV, they were saying something about it was supposed to let up a little bit, the cold that you're getting now. I think it was you're probably in the 50s right now. I'm guessing. We get that little map in the paper every day that has what the weather is in different parts of the country.
Frank's right. He says, where's that? I thought I'd seen it. Yeah, he says, there's no customer service or quality control like the USA used to have. And I can remember when I worked at RCA in Marion. They had black and white TVs back then. That's how old I am. And Sue worked there.
Yeah.
And every line you went to, at the end of the line was quality control. And that's what they did. They had their white gloves on and their face mask, maybe, and they had their little crayon. If there was anything on there, they had testers to test everything. The ears, to make sure that the ears were not on crooked, to make sure the ears were on level with everything else, to make sure that the resin underneath the cap, didn't have any air bubbles in it, and they would circle them and all this and that. And I don't think they do any of that anymore.
I don't know. I haven't been in a factory in so long. I don't know what they do anymore, but I think things are pretty lax.
Well, I'm going to say, from what I'm seeing, especially the microwave department, whoever's doing that.
Well,
God, I'm so sick of it.
Yeah, not much you can do. So, Marjan, she says, hi, guys. It's 6 p.m. here. I'm cooking dinner, making Swedish meatballs. Oh,
can I have some?
Sounds so good. Haven't had that in a
little
long
angel hair pasta, maybe?
Yeah. She's in Belgium, right, Marjan?
Oh,
you're in Belgium? Yeah.
A bit too far to fly for lunch.
Yeah. Oh,
Pops says, what's your opinion about Cody's headed down from D.C. area next month? Well, nothing wrong with Cody's at all. I mean, I've been there several times. It's basically a steakhouse. It kind of reminds you a little bit of Texas Roadhouse. Mm-hmm. At one time, it was exactly like Texas Roadhouse. People would throw peanut shells on the floor, which I kind of like that idea. It's kind of nice. Okay. They kind of cleaned that up a little bit now. They give you a bucket and an empty bucket. To give you,
yeah,
kind of throw them in there.
Liability.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll do that. Yeah. The problem with Cody's, though, if you're expecting to go there and be able to talk to people, especially during dinner hour or lunch hour, it's very hard because it's noisy. Especially if you sit outside. They got one of the nicest outside seatings of anywhere. It's big, it's large, it's all screened in, and when it starts to rain, they got these shades they can pull down. It's really nice. But if you go out there at 5 o'clock or after during dinner hour, they usually have some kind of live musical entertainment out there on that lanai. Once again, it's just noisy. That's my only, I don't really have a complaint about that, but I'm just saying that's what you got to be prepared for.
And Cody's is one of those places where it's kind of a hit and miss,
About the food?
Yeah, well, we've had really, really good food there at times, and then we've been there at times it was okay.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of hit and miss.
Yeah.
Monday would be great. Tuesday would be
Yeah. But out of all of them,
but this was all during COVID. Now it may be all straightened up. I haven't heard anybody complain about Cody's in a long time.
No, I think they've got enough help now, or should have, and because for a while there they didn't have much help, and it was a crapshoot. It really was. I mean, the kitchen was slow, and if you had a waitress, she was helping way too many people. But like I think they've got that in hand now. I think they've got enough people to take care of you now.
Mark Murray says the audio is terrible today. Is it? He's the only one that said anything.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it might be his Wi-Fi, not ours. That's why I'm asking.
I haven't heard, no, nobody
If
else.
my
has said
audio was bad, I figured Jerry Bell would have said something.
Yeah. Hey, Carol. I did my walk this morning. It was before it was rated. Yeah. Huh. Well, y'all think is the audio that bad, guys?
I can say if it's that bad, I can stop this and start over and give it another shot. But
I might have.
nobody said anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It says audio is fine for her.
Okay, I'm not going to mess with it. Jerry or Mark, I think it might be you, buddy.
Robert Austin says sounds scratchy.
Scratchy?
Yeah. Kathy B says that she can hear us fine. Audio is crackling. Okay.
Crackling?
Are we not plugged in good?
Well, I'm wondering if the rain has anything to do with this.
I don't know.
I'm real leery about doing anything.
It's a little cracky, but not bad. That's what Jerry says. Okay. We don't know what the problem is here. It was coming in really good.
Hold on. I'm gonna disconnect it. I'm not gonna go anywhere, guys. I'm just gonna disconnect the microphones.
Oh God!
Hook them back up.
This is like.
It says connecting. Okay, we should be connected now. Hopefully that.
Okay, how's that? Is that better?
Yeah, if it ain't better. Hopefully it is.
Yeah, hopefully.
If it ain't, I don't really want to disconnect everything else.
Oh, sounds like static when you speak.
Huh?
So it sounds like static when you speak. I'm wondering if I got the. Oh, maybe this.
Static when I speak. Well, I don't have that on.
Maybe that was it. Hitting the microphone. Yeah. So is that any better, guys? Like I forgot about that.
Mark Berry says all good now.
That's what it was. It was this. My necklace was hitting the microphone. So sorry, guys. Didn't know that. There's Ann from Richmond. 60 there. Okay.
Who? What?
Ann from Richmond, Indiana.
Oh, we've talked to her before.
Mm-hmm.
She lives there not too far, I think, from the school bus factory.
Something like that, yeah.
If it's still there. I wonder if it burnt down. They had a huge fire up there here not too long ago.
Oh, she said something about last time. I think she said it was still there.
We keep tabs on Indiana. Not like we would if we lived there, but we do keep tabs.
Yeah, because we still got family there.
When I'm in the middle of editing videos and things, sometimes just as I take a break, I don't have Alexa. I've got Google. The reason why I have Google is because it was free. And Alexa was like $125.
Yeah.
So I got Google. And the only thing I ever do on Google is, hey, Google, what's the temperature in Indianapolis? That's what I use it for.
Oh, God. Stephen says, hi from Wisconsin. Any news about new owners for Margarita Republic? Not so far. They're, I don't know if they've got somebody or they're just keeping it close to their chest. And I wondered the other day about, I didn't know if it was they said there was just a piece of paper, a pink piece of paper on the door telling people that they were closed.
They suddenly left.
I'm wondering if they didn't have their lease not renewed.
Well, that's my guess. But the employees said that they were shocked. They all came to work to see that pink. They weren't even.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
So far, they're not saying about anything going in there yet. We'll let you know as soon as we find out. That's not true.
On this Friday's news, I think I do report that there is a report of a new restaurant wanting to move into Spanish Springs, but they're working on something. A building has to be redone or something for them. And I'm thinking, I don't know much about Spanish Springs because I don't go up there. As far as I know, though, that's about the only empty building there, which tells me that maybe that new restaurant's going in there, which is good because Margarita Republic is a great location for a restaurant or anything else for that matter. The problem with Margarita Republic really wasn't Margarita Republic. It's that the location of it with the band across the street on Fridays and Saturdays, every kid from 50 miles around, from all the way up in Ocala, came down here on the weekends and they wanted to party.
Free entertainment.
Yeah, free entertainment.
Yeah. And they're so close to the highway.
It ain't been but about 3 years ago. A carload of the kids knew one of the kids that worked in one of them restaurants. They got out of the car and they beat him so bad on the sidewalk, he died a couple of days later in the hospital. So it does attract a lot of problems up there. That's why I'm always trying to tell people, remember, all roads in the villages are open to the public. That includes the one in front of your house. So just keep your ears and eyes open.
Anna says the bus factory, Wayne Works, has been gone for years. The big fire this spring was an empty building full of recycling crap. So that's what they did with the building.
So where'd the bus factory go?
Just out of business, I guess.
Mexico?
Says it's been gone for years.
Mexico?
Well, who knows?
We'll send the jobs down to Mexico.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, they're sending so many jobs down there. How come people are coming here?
I was going to say, why are sending jobs down there? Because nobody wants to work there either.
Oh, well. Let's see. KM.
I'm seeing new people on here, I think. If you're new, let me know. Dency Cole II.
Yeah.
I can't read anything he said. I'm not picking on you. I don't speak, I guess that's Spanish. I don't know.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, Long Island checking in, 50 degrees and sunny. Well, you're doing better than us. I mean, our temperature's up there, but like I said, the sky's just been gray and gloomy all week. It's supposed to be probably till the weekend.
I'm going to get another microphone. That one guy said my microphone's cracking.
Oh, my. So, anyhow. Okay, Mark Ryan wants to know if the amenity fee raised for 2024 from 189. Mine hasn't. Now, you know, as far as anybody else's, I don't know. But like I said, I just checked mine and mine hasn't. Matter of fact, I was kind of surprised that it got to 189, truthfully. But for 2024, I've not seen anything about it. So, you know, a lot of us were grandfathered in. They raised that amenity fee on the newer places right away. And then on the rest of us, like I said, just a little bit at a time, we got a $5 raise and then another $5 raise until we got up to the 189. And like I wasn't paying attention. And like I said, when I looked at mine, it was 189. I kind of was shocked. So
okay,
but
I'll try this microphone. If it still crackles, you're going to have to deal with it because this is all I got.
Yeah. Okay.
Amenity fees are like property taxes. Just get used to it. Every year they raise it.
Okay. And Dency Cole says, no, it's English.
It is?
Yeah. Is it Playa del Carmen? Is that what it was?
I have no idea what it said.
Yeah, that's what it said. Okay. Well, anyhow.
It says
We know you're there. Hey.
86 Playa, Playa, space, Del, Del, space, Carmen, space, MX. I don't know. Is that the name of the restaurant? Playa del Carmen?
I don't know if it's a restaurant or I know that's a
what's the 86?
Country or whatever. I don't know. Might be part of his.
Yeah. Anyway, I did read something about a new restaurant wanting to go in up there, and they said they had to remodel the building or something like that for the customer. So that's all I know.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, it's John Keller. Hey, John. You know, I'm waiting. They said that the new restaurant, that new FMK restaurant's supposed to be Italian, and it'll be opening. They said I think the third week in December. And I can't wait. I mean, I love Italian food anyhow. But you know, FMK does things right. As much as he doesn't like them owning so many restaurants, they do the restaurants right. And the food tastes good. It's fresh, and they usually have enough help. So I'm very excited to go see it. But I got to tell you, I went to the new. I'm not sure if it's a Japanese, Chinese, or fusion place in Lake Deaton. It's called Kumo. I went with a friend of mine and had excellent food. You know, it was not cheap, but it was very good food. but it wasn't anything like what I was expecting when I went there. It looks almost like a fast food joint on the inside. When you go in, I mean, there's long tables, tables of 6 or what have you, that kind of thing. And then they've got a few booths, but they had a heck of a menu. I mean, it was all the way around a lot of food. But yeah, mine was fresh, very, very good.
Oh,
And I'll be going back.
she says she lives in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, 40 minutes south of Cancun, and it's 86 degrees. That's what all that meant. Okay.
Yeah, you kind of got to draw him a picture, honey. Oh, Joseph Smith, hello from Southwest Ohio. We're having another warm, beautiful day today. I actually broke out the shorts today. Looking forward to our Florida vacation in February and March. That shows the difference, because I know what the weather is up there, and you broke out your shorts. I'm breaking out all my cold weather gear, and it's 74. But 74 and wind down here to me is cold. So, you get used to it. You really do. And I want to know from y'all what was, since Thanksgiving's next week, what is the one thing that you didn't like in all your Thanksgivings? What was one thing that bugged you about Thanksgiving?
Turkey.
Well, I know what you think. But I mean, if you had a relative that was a little squirrely, I understand that.
Oh, well,
if there's a food
that's a trick question, because every family has a squirrely relative.
Yeah.
Every family has an eccentric aunt.
Remember Christmas Vacation? If you ever watched that movie, it was hilarious.
I had an eccentric aunt.
Yeah.
And she's still around. Her name's Aunt Sandy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her. She's just a little eccentric, that's all.
Oh, Aunt Sandy, we love you. We do. But yeah, there's always something, I think, and for years and years, I tell you what, my most embarrassing experience was I worked nights and get home like at 8 in the morning, because I had like an hour and a half drive. But I get home like at 8 in the morning, and so I was able to go to Thanksgiving and Christmas and that kind of thing, but I slept, or I've been awake all night. And one year, and we always went to his mom and dad's for Thanksgiving. And one year, I asked him, I said, what's the program? What are we doing for Thanksgiving? And he said, well, we're going to Mom's, and you got to do the turkey, and Mom's going to do everything else. I said, okay, that's great. And so I had everything done. So when I got home in the morning, all we had to do was just get cleaned up and take all the stuff that we had made and take over to his mom's house. Well, we do that, and we get there, and Mom's in her robe and curlers in her hair and everything. She said, what are you guys doing here? Somebody had forgot to ask Mom. So, yeah, it was very embarrassing to me. So, but that's okay, because, we just cooked up some potatoes, and I had the turkey, and we threw enough together to have a nice dinner anyhow. So, but it was one of those things where I should have done it myself. Because I
People worry about the stupidest stuff.
Well, maybe to you, but it was very embarrassing to me.
It's just a plate full of food, all it is.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is just another day. We've made it into something it's really not. Just like Christmas, we've made it into something it's really not. It's all about commercialism. How much crap can I sell you? Just like Halloween. Halloween is not a holiday. It never has been a holiday. But we're going to make it one, ain't we? And look at the stores. Halloween statues, Halloween lights, the Halloween decorations. What?
And KM's and one if we seen the Ark, and what did you think?
Yeah, we did see the Ark.
Yeah, and it'll be on the videos eventually. He's doing them one at a time on the RV channel, Skip and Sue RV thing. And so we've just not got that far yet.
No.
So
we're getting there.
It will be there.
But I didn't go there for religious purposes or anything like that. I went there because I told Sue it's supposed to be built according to the Bible anyway, whatever a cubit is. But anyway, supposed to be to
scale. Yeah.
To scale. So I wanted to say, how big is this thing? You can read this stuff all day long, but your mind doesn't really compute really how big is that. And to know that we did this, we made this thing. I wanted to see it. And I know it's an amusement and it's not built to float on water, but I just wanted to see it, what this thing actually looked like, and go inside it and see what they've done. It's all interpretation, really. How they interpreted it may have been.
Yeah.
And
nobody's actually seen the ark.
Yeah, and then they always argue about were there dinosaurs here when man was here because they date the dinosaurs to a certain year. Well, that was, but anyway, you get in what I'm talking about. So I wanted to see the inside to see if it looks like it was feasible that this actually could have happened. So that's what I wanted to see. Now, there's a lot of other stuff there to see and do, but that was my main thing is I wanted to see that. And I've heard people tell me all kinds of stuff. And they say, well, I'd like to see it, but it's too expensive, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know how much it was. All I know is my time is running a little short. I want to see it. So we went there. I didn't ask how much, didn't care how much. And it was senior discount. It was like $49 a person. Yeah. When you compare that to what other places are charging for stuff, I didn't think that was that unreasonable.
No, it was easy to get to. The parking was there was a lot.
Tons of RV parking there.
And then you get on a trolley to take you over to the entry building. And I said, in that entry building, they have a theater set up so that they can show you the previews of things. And the first thing he went to was the coffee stand to get some coffee.
I did. I went inside, I opened my mouth, and said, wonder if they got a place to get a good cup of coffee around here. And right in front of me, there it was.
Yeah. And the restrooms and things like that, and then you take the trolley from, or once you get to that building, then you go out the back door, and then you walk to the ark, and it's just when you go through those doors and see it for the first time, it's kind of a wow. I mean, really, it's awesome. It is big, and they have a lot of signs and stuff around telling you bits and pieces about it and about the animals, some of the animals that was on it. So it was kind of interesting. Even when you had to stand in line, there was something there to read. And then they had a lot of greenery around it. You would think you were back in Florida because they had a lot of palms and that kind of stuff. I don't know how they keep it alive in Kentucky, but they were kind of in areas that weren't prone to a lot of wind and stuff like that. But it looked really, really, really nice on the outside also. They had a lot of seating areas. Inside.
I think we were there at a good time of year too, because the lady I talked to, I think she was a tour guide there at one time, and I was asked, how busy is it in there to get in and out? And she said, it's not bad at all. She said, we're only getting, I forget what she said, but people coming in that day. And she said, you'd be able to stroll right through there and take your time and all this and that. And she said, but during the summer, when the kids are out of school, they have bus trips for the kids. They have bus trips for churches. They have all these different buses that come in from all over the country. Yeah. They come in there. And they have parking and overrun parking, where you have more parking for people if are busier. Anyway, they had a big parking lot just for buses.
Yeah.
I swear that parking lot, there was enough room in there for 200 or 300 buses. And she said that there are times to where inside that ark, it's elbow to elbow. I would not want to be there during those times.
Sometimes there's 10,000 people there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
That's a lot, yeah. But like I said, looking at the architecture, like I said, the size of the thing is enormous. But inside the architecture, the woodwork that's in there, and how they separated things, separated their animals from their garden spaces and their living spaces. It's really something to see. I mean, it's worth the trip, I think.
What month were we there? October? September?
Mm-hmm.
Last of September?
Yeah.
Or October?
The last of September.
That's a good time to go. Or maybe even parts of October, before the kids go back to school or anything, or get out of school for holidays. The temperatures wasn't bad at all.
No. Temperature was just perfect, basically.
Yeah. So, and if you got an RV, don't worry about it. I'm telling you, they have a huge parking lot. Plenty of room to swing. Now they're probably thinking swing, see? Plenty of room to swing. I don't dance.
Well, he's talking about the motorhome guys.
Yeah, you have to have room to swing.
Jackie Van Auken says, what is the bond used for? New areas are $400,000. No, honey. They're not 400,000. They're maybe 40,000. Some of them,
Yeah.
the bigger ones, but not 400,000. No.
No, that's price of a home.
Yeah.
And I don't know that they're all 40,000. We just keep hearing this number from other people.
Yeah.
They say that their bond is 40. Well, just like here, the average bond here was 30. But I'm pretty sure that depending on what area you're in and how many homes are in that area determines on exactly what your bond's going to be.
Yeah.
So when I say 40, that's just an average what everybody else has got and what they're telling us. I'm also starting to hear that number 50. Every now and then somebody will say, yeah, the bonds are up to 50. Now, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know that that person knows what they're talking about, or are they just rambling like they always do? Or did somebody buy a home and they know that the bond there was 50?
Oh, and also, Jackie, your bond is due once a year with your taxes. So it's not like...
you don't pay it every month.
Yeah, you don't pay it every month or anything. It comes with your taxes.
In case you don't know about taxes, is it 3 or 4 times that you can pay a tax, property tax? They get 3 or 4 dates.
Oh, yeah. Well, you get one tax bill, and if you pay it in November, it's 4% off. If it's December, it's 3% off. In January, it's 2% off. And then you got till
you get
February
3 or 4 dates that you can choose to pay it. The earlier you pay it, the bigger discount you get.
Right, and I always pay mine before the end of November because I want that discount if I can get it. Yeah, and like I said, everybody should have their taxes by now. I went all over the house trying to find mine because I thought for sure I had them, because they send you in September, they send you a paper that has the average of what you're going to pay. It doesn't have everything on there, but it tells you basically what you're going to pay, so you know ahead of time before they send the tax bill. Well, I wasn't thinking. I was looking for that tax bill everywhere, and I couldn't find it. And I thought, I don't lose things like that, so I couldn't figure out why I couldn't find it. And I called somebody else, and they said they hadn't got theirs yet. And then the next day, mine came. So I hadn't even got it yet. I was thinking about that.
We're in Sumter County. Whoever you're talking to may not have got theirs yet. We don't know they're in Sumter County.
Well, mine come the next day, though, so I hadn't gotten mine.
But I'm saying I don't know when Lake County sends theirs out. I don't know when Marion County sends theirs out. We can only assume they all send them out about the same time. Yeah. But I don't know that.
Yeah.
Remember, we're 3 counties big. So the rule here where I'm at may not be the rule up there in Marion County.
Right. KM says cranberry sauce. You don't like cranberry sauce?
I don't either.
I seen a recipe the other day for cranberry cheesecake.
I don't want it.
Well,
don't mess with my food.
And Mark Ryan says
I like cherry,
pie.
and I like the peach on my Cherry's Jubilee. Peach on my Cherry's Jubilee. So then what would we call it? Peach Jubilee? Whatever.
It's never been Cherry's Jubilee.
It's always been Cherry's Jubilee.
It's never been.
I've always called it Cherry's Jubilee.
Well, you have always called it that.
I don't care if I am.
But Cherry's Jubilie is something different. That's why I keep telling you.
No, it's Cherry's Jubilee. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, Mark Ryan says pecan pie.
Richard says, it sounds like I got cookies for a month. No, there's no way they'll last a month. They'll be lucky to last a weekend.
Yeah. Jerry says his great-grandmother had Thanksgiving every year. She had about 30 people and 1 bathroom.
Woo! Yeah. So the guys went out back all the time, huh, to have a cigarette?
Oh, I remember my mom always sending me for film. She never had enough film. She was always taking pictures, and she never had enough film. So I would go to Village Pantries that was open on the weekends?
Yeah.
I go to Village Pantry to get film and usually extra Cokes. Everybody was out of Coke. But Elizabeth,
when you got whiskey, you can never have enough Coke or 7-Up. Never.
Yeah.
That was my dad's favorite drink whenever he drank. He didn't drink a lot at all, but he liked 7-7, and he liked it with Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels.
That was his favorite thing, Jack Daniels.
Elizabeth says, what bugged me about Thanksgiving is it takes so long to cook and so little time to eat. Yeah, if you're going to somebody else's house, that's the problem. That's why I always liked having Thanksgiving at home, because I didn't have to hurry and leave.
See, growing up as a kid, and we used to go to different aunts' houses for Thanksgiving, and Mom had like 10 or 11 brothers and sisters, and they travel around. I can just recall that the men were always in the other room watching football or something, telling dirty jokes, and the women were all out in the kitchen cooking. So there'd be like 10 women out there cooking. So that's what I remember. Today, the truth is, there's a few women in our generation that like to cook for holiday stuff. But the truth is, when you're in a retirement community like this, they don't like cooking at all. They just say,
That's
well,
what retirement is.
yeah, can't we call Bob Evans? Can we just go out to buy? So the different country clubs here is taking advantage of that. And so now you have to call for reservations to have your Thanksgiving dinner at any of these country clubs because they're full on these holidays.
Yeah.
And the price will show you that the average country club is going to charge you between $40 and $50 per person for the typical Thanksgiving dinner.
You have no idea what it costs to cook a Thanksgiving dinner.
It don't cost no $80 for two people to eat it. Because when we get done eating, when we get done eating it, 90% of it's still sitting on the table, and we munch on it for days later. And you're always complaining about, what am I going to do with this? And I keep telling her, you're cooking too much stuff.
Well,
You don't cook a turkey for two people. You go to the store and buy a turkey breast, and that's all you need.
Yeah, I don't. We don't particularly like turkey anyhow. But yeah,
Maybe I catch one of these cranes.
Come on,
Maybe
bird.
we'll eat one of them. Nobody would know.
Craig wants to know if we're doing Porch Settin next week.
Right.
It's on Wednesday and Thanksgiving's on Thursday.
It's just another day for me.
Yeah. It's Wednesday is no different than this Wednesday. So
Thanksgiving is no different to me than any other day because 99% of the time when I was working, I was always on the road on holidays, having my turkey roll in a truck stop somewhere.
Yeah.
That should answer a lot of questions about why I have the attitude I have about holidays, because I really never had a holiday. It never counted. To get home for Christmas, sometimes I'd have to drive, back when I could, 15, 16, 18 hours straight just to get home, knowing I'd have to leave the day after Christmas to go make my Monday delivery 200 miles down the road.
Yeah. But, let's see.
Oh, Robert, what was the question about Thanksgiving? The thing you hated about Thanksgiving? Yeah. Robert's got the best answer, the dishes.
Absolutely, yeah. And I said, because back when I was fixing Thanksgiving dinner, I didn't have a dishwasher. And
yeah, we did.
Yeah, we had two of them.
Right? And left.
Yeah. And I said, I had boys, and I said, their father convinced them that boys aren't supposed to do that kind of thing.
Boys don't do girl work.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
I raised
Thank God the times have changed. Yeah. And I said, now my boys cook more than I do. Now, as far as doing the dishes, I don't know. But they do cook.
Densey Cole, too, says down here, I don't know where down here is. Did I admit, you see the one in Mexico? I don't know. Anyway, Densey Cole says down here it's about $50 per person at the beach clubs for Thanksgiving. Well, that's about right. It would be here, too. Yeah. At the beach clubs, though, tells me that probably they need reservations probably weeks ahead of time because they can only serve so many meals with waitresses. Because, when we go out for Thanksgiving for dinner, you got to remember the people working there, this is their holiday, too, and they're working. Probably because they have to or the company's making them do it.
Yeah.
So I've always been a little, you guys have different things that you complain about. I've always been a little perplexed about whether I should be going out to eat at all. Because these people have to work now because I'm going out to eat. Yeah. And I grew up in the days where if you didn't get gas in your car by Christmas Eve, you can forget Christmas Day traveling because all the gas stations were closed. All the stores were closed. It was like a ghost town. There was nothing open. So I've always felt kind of funny about going out and eating on holidays because the people that are there probably don't want to be there. Marcia.
Okay. Hey, Judy. Judy P's here.
Marcia's saying, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Look at her. Who's she talking to? She knows better than to call me Mr.
Yeah. Yeah, Wild Bill said he heard it was 50 on the Premier Homes.
What?
It was 50 on the Premier Homes.
Could be.
It could be. Yeah, so yeah. We haven't looked at any other homes for a while. Mm-hmm. So, but like I said, we hear through the grapevine, usually people talk about that thing, especially when it goes up. And I said, so, yeah, 50 is Wow, that's if you think about taxing another 50,000 on the price of your house, would you still buy it? You know,
Well, it ain't that so much. The bond is what helps keep. That's why the brand new houses are cheaper than pre-owned homes. Because if I've got, look, here's how it works. Here's a house A, 400,000. Here's house B, 400,000. House A, they both have the same bond. Like, it doesn't make a difference what the bond is, 50, 30, 40, makes no difference. The guy that buys house A pays the bond off. The guy that buys house B does not pay the bond off. Now they both decide they're going to sell that house together. This guy is going to want 40,000. Let's say his bond's 40. He's going to want $40,000 more when he sells his pre-owned home than this guy, because this guy still has the bond, so he can sell it for a cheaper price. Same with brand new homes. House A, house B. Pre-owned, brand new. The same home. Forget about the bond. This home, brand new, can sell cheaper because it has a $50,000 bond than this home because it only has a $30,000 bond. And that's kind of a thing you have to know. And that's why I say don't turn your nose up to a pre-owned home. Even though I know that you can buy a brand new one cheaper. A wise lady told me one time when I had a chance to buy something for $300,000 back in the day. And I said, well, I don't want to pay that much for the house because it costs so much more than this brand new house. And she said, you're going to spend it anyway. And that's exactly true.
Yeah.
We have spent that and maybe more. We keep buying microwaves.
Overjoyed says, I am still keeping an eye out for affordable properties in the villages. Notice the prices in the older sections without a bond have skyrocketed. Old manufacturer's home for $250,000. Are they nuts? Yeah, that's what I think. But you're buying the lifestyle. But like I just don't know how long, because some of those mobile homes, now they're pulling a lot of them out and building.
What mobile homes are you talking about?
In the senior section.
Those are modular homes. They don't have any mobile homes anymore. They're pulling them all out.
Still,
it's different. The mobile homes is a trailer. It's only X amount of feet wide. They're basically aluminum, and you know what they are.
And they still have double wides over there.
You're calling them double wides. The double wides, yeah, technically they do have double wides, but I think they're disappearing slowly but surely because they're just the age factor.
Yeah.
I don't think insurance companies want to insure them anymore.
Well, and then that's why people are saying $250,000 for something that may not last more than a couple more years.
But some of them modular homes, I'll call them over there, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them.
No.
I mean, you can tell when you get over there and drive around, you can tell the ones that are in very, very, very good shape, and the ones that are kind of, you can tell.
Yeah, yeah. I was like that when we was looking. There was a price point that I said, if we have to pay this much for one of those, we're going to buy a stick built.
Right, because we bought this place for $221, and at that time up there for a really good modular home, which I like that area up there, the way it's built and the way it's designed. And this is back before the so-called priority pool thing started, that the neighborhood pool was at the country club. And then they took that away from those people and made that a priority pool. So anyway, I like that area up there, but the price of the homes up there were $165, $185 for the nice ones. And I could buy a brand new one for $220. And anyway, that's the reason why we bought down here.
But yeah, it's one of those things that's something you got to think about. We have a subscriber that's looking down here also for something that's affordable, and she was thinking about going to the older section. And
well, there's no bond up there.
Yeah,
that'll save you 20, 30 grand real quick.
Yeah, and I try to convince her if she could to buy one of the patio villas, because she's by herself, and those are kind of the lowest price points you're going to get here. But she said, yeah, but those have a bond. And I didn't think about
Not all
bond.
of them.
No, but like I said, some of them do. And I said that would, especially in the new area, and that would put it out of her price range. And I just didn't,
Yeah, you're not going to be able to buy anything in the new area and I'll say save money. It ain't, no.
Yeah. Mark Ryan says Lake Denham homes that they looked at a couple weeks ago were 35 to 50
for
bonds. Yeah.
So it is up to 50 in certain areas.
Wow.
Wow. I didn't know that. I mean, I've heard that number thrown around, but I didn't know if they really knew what Listen, you go down the square and talk to somebody to get information. You don't know how much this person's had to drink. You don't know if he's telling you something that a friend of a friend of a friend told him. So things kind of get a little quirky sometimes. So I try to put out exact information, which some people take it as being arrogant. I'm not being arrogant. Some people take it as being insulting. I'm not being insulting. I'm just telling you the facts, that I see it, that I know it.
Yeah. And Marjorie Smith says no cranberries. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't like
I don't
cranberries.
like it either, no.
And you know, the only cranberries I ever had, until I moved down here, the only cranberry I'd ever had is the jellied stuff in the can. Believe it or not. And then I got some real cranberry, and it was such a difference. I mean, really such a difference. Now, it still wouldn't be my favorite, but it was different than that stuff you used to get in the can. So, but Jackie says green bean casserole. Now, I love green bean casserole, but I love casseroles. Some people don't. No, I would put anything in a casserole needed.
I don't care for casseroles because everybody makes the same one. Green bean casserole.
And that's what she says that she doesn't like. But
it's like, man, do you guys have an imagination? I mean, can you make anything else other than green bean? Does casserole only come one way? Green bean casserole?
yeah, and I do the broccoli and cauliflower and cheese sauce, the broccoli cauliflower casserole. I love that. I absolutely love that.
I don't mind.
But he doesn't.
I don't mind that at all. I just don't care for the broccoli that's got the big, thick stems. Because the stems are hard to chew, and when you cook them, it turns almost stringy. And so whenever she's cooking anything with broccoli in it, I get the knife out, and you know how broccoli grows, it's got the little side leaves that come off of it. I trim all them side leaves off, and what's left, I throw it away. Because that's not tender. It's just like asparagus. Really, when you buy asparagus, the bottom half of the whole asparagus should be cut off and just thrown away. It's unedible.
Yeah. Kathy B., I don't believe my recipe is on the site anywhere. I sent a few out to people that specifically asked for them last year. But because it's really hard, you know, when you do this for years and you don't have a recipe, you just do it from memory. It's hard to write all that stuff down and get it right, you know. And so but like I said, I think this year I'll try to have him do a video, and while I make the Cherries Jubilee and see if that didn't help. And I said I'll try to write down everything then. So
where does it say the Village of Skip Smith or Skip and Sue RV thing? Where does it say Skip and Sue's cooking channel?
Well, we do everything else. We might as well add that. But yeah, now if I have your address or your email,
she can mail it to you.
I can email it to you. But like I said, you just never know. And I said I'm thinking about it as I'm doing it. You know, writing it down it's almost impossible for me. Isn't that right, Jerry?
Jerry Comer says 15, 16-hour DOT must not have been checking logbooks. Back in the day, Jerry, we all run 2 logbooks. We all had a briefcase, and the other one was back here. And so when that one run out, you get the other logbook out, and you kind of fiddled with it, you lied about it. That's why all the trucking companies have been mandatory to go to electronic logs, because you can't do that anymore. That's why the rest areas at night are chucked full of trucks, because they can't run anymore. There's all kinds of reasons why electronic logs started. Has it made the highway safer? I don't know. I don't think the highways were totally unsafe even back then, but I will tell you, the idea of driving a lot of hours because we could, we did. I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah.
Nancy said working the holidays for 2.5 times overtime was the best. I get it. Because I remember when RCA used to ask us to come in and work on holiday weekends. I mean, how can you turn that down? We got double time plus holiday pay, which is almost like triple time.
Yeah, it was. That's the way I figured it. Because I was in maintenance, so, we worked when everybody else wasn't working. And so it wasn't necessarily overtime for me. But
Annie says you can order $69.99 Publix turkey dinner. Well, see, that's true, Annie. But what we're talking about, most people here in the retirement community, most people, not all, they don't want to cook anymore. Women, they don't want to cook anymore. Now, there are some men that actually cook here, but there ain't that many that knows how to really cook. Our idea of cooking a turkey dinner would be I don't know, a piece of turkey in between a cheese sandwich, and that's it. That'd be it for us. But they don't want to cook; they want to go out. And so when you go out at any of these places to eat around here, like the country clubs in the villages, you got to have reservations now, or you're not going to get in. I mean, I know because we've done it, and it's going to cost you 40, 50, maybe $60 a person because they know that you're going to pay it. And so
Yeah.
you get into, and it's nothing special. Uh, Evans Prairie up here one year tried to do a Thanksgiving buffet where they had a line of food there. And I didn't go to it, but I talked to other guys that did. They said it was a catastrophe. 1,000 people in line to get to the buffet. When they get to the buffet, they were out of this. They were waiting for them to bring some fresh stuff out. And it was just a fight for food. And I said, I'm not doing that. There's no food in this world for me that's good enough to stand in line for an hour or two waiting to get it. I
Yeah.
won't do it.
Oh, and Marcia, there are Boston markets down here. I don't think there's one close to us, but there's a lot of places here. I mean,
Judy P!
the country clubs, you can get it from them. You can get it from Publix. You can, there's all kinds of restaurants that offer to the takeout for that kind of thing. Cracker Barrel. So, you don't have any shortage of places where you can find that stuff. And they're all pretty much about the same kind of price. But the thing that is irritating to me, because the first year we were down here for the holidays, we went to, did we go to Palmer or Lopez?
I'm just sitting there wondering, Denzi Cole says in Mexico it's $50 per person for Thanksgiving. What do they celebrate Thanksgiving for? Thanksgiving ain't a Mexican holiday. Am I being stupid? Thanksgiving's an American holiday.
Oh my
Right?
gosh. Yes.
I mean, because it's like Canadians don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Oh, well, you'd be surprised.
Tell me, I'm just trying to learn something here. Tell me, Denise, why did Mexico celebrate Thanksgiving? Is it just for tourism? Because there's a lot of Americans down there, so you have it for them? Because I don't see the point of why Mexico would celebrate Thanksgiving holiday.
Oh, there's so many expats down there.
Could be. Maybe I could, because it's like, what is it, Philippines? I thought about going there, and I know a person that actually lived down there, and I called her and talked to her, and she told me where I wanted to go. So you don't want to go to this side of the island, you want to go to that side of the island. And she was telling me, then I got to think, well, this sounds too hectic to me. I'm not going.
Yeah. Overjoyed says some of them have the beautiful updated interiors, but what's the lifespan of a manufactured home? Again, how long will they be able
Well, see,
to
I think
insure them?
I think that's really why a lot of them are being towed out is because I think insurance companies won't insure them anymore.
Yeah.
And so they're selling them. People with a little bit of money, we know one guy up there that did, he bought two of them that were side by side, had them towed out. You can do that. Probably went to a junkyard somewhere. And he had $1 million home built up there that's got an RV garage and everything else, and they will let you do that, but you got to get it approved through, I'll say ARC and all this and that, and there's a lot of other ones that the developers companies did. He bought 100 or so old trailers up there, pulled them out, and he built stick-built homes, for lack of a better word, stucco homes, whatever. Just like they are here. And he built them up there brand new. And there's a lot of good reasons why you'd want to buy one up there. One is because probably there's no bond whatsoever on a brand new home now because that bond's been paid up there. And I like the idea of the way it's built. Everything's kind of compacted inside that wall. But there's a lot of things up there I don't like. One is that golf cart trail that takes you over to Lowe's and Walmart and all that. That golf cart trail is not owned by the developer at all. That's not even his land. Those guys did it on their own up there. They had that golf cart trail put in, and they may not have a problem with it because it's been there for years. I think the electric company bought it, right? That property.
And it was a construction company that was back there behind Lowe's that owned it, and then somebody else bought it. I don't know who owns it now.
I don't either. But anyway, just know that. That's all I'm saying. That golf cart trail at any point can disappear tomorrow because we don't own any of that.
Yeah.
So, and I don't like the idea of that, to buy something because I got golf cart access to that Lowe's over there, and then knowing in the back of my mind that that golf cart trail could disappear tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's just me.
It is a beautiful area, though, and everything is kind of self-contained, and if it was still just a manufactured home area, it was well worth the money for that, because I've been in a lot of these supposedly retirement communities that are manufactured homes, and then they're just perfect. Because used to that's all there was. As far as retirement places, everybody would come down here. They'd either do the condo thing like Boca, or they'd go to the retirement communities that were all manufactured homes. And there's some beautiful ones down here. Water Oak down here. That's a great place. I mean, that really, really is. And those are all manufactured. And
Mark Ryan says Lake Denham homes that they looked at a couple of weeks ago, the bonds are 35 to 50.
yeah,
So,
in that. Yeah.
yeah.
And let's see. Tin Cup says, Skip, I watched an old video with you and Sue at the Loves in Pecos, Texas. I live about a mile from there. Oh, well, great. How's Texas? Were you really,
I don't
thrilled?
remember being there. Pecos, Texas. You remember being at Pecos, Texas?
I don't, but I know we were. But
it's just not usual for me to go to a Love's.
no, there
Was I in my motorhome or a car?
Yeah.
Because we had that car trip for 6 weeks.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So I might go to a Love's in a car, but I very seldom ever go to a Love's in my motorhome.
Yeah.
I did once going to Linden's. Remember, it was the last place to get gas free across the California line. What a hectic mess that was.
Yeah, but we really like Texas. We do.
I like motorhome in Texas because it's just so wide open spaces.
Yeah. Tin Cup, are you new? I don't think I've seen your name on here before. But we.
Joyce says, I'll still keep an eye out for affordable properties in the villages. Notice the prices of the older sections without a bond have skyrocketed. Old manufacturers' homes are $250,000. Yeah, I know. And where I'm from, if I told somebody that, they have this in their mind that that's a trailer, double wide, they want to call them. And 90% of them up there are not double wides. I used to work in a manufactured housing factory, so I know the difference between a manufactured home and a double wide. And the double wides are like almost none anymore. All the single wided house trailers up there are pretty much gone. So now you're down to the manufactured homes, and $250,000. It ain't really the home so much. It's the property. That's what you're buying. Notice the property up there is bigger, a lot more spaces between the homes. It's just a nice area. I mean, I wouldn't mind building a new home there, but we bought a lot of homes, and there's just something about building a brand new home in between two double wides. When you go to sell it, is that going to be a problem?
Yeah. Not down here? No.
Maybe not. I don't know.
But anywhere else that we've ever been, that was a problem. They had zoning laws for that kind of thing. You couldn't build next to, that kind of thing. But
in Indiana, where we were out in the country, you couldn't even put a manufactured home on a property unless it was a minimum of 5 acres.
Yeah.
If you had an acre lot, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So
they do things different here. So.
Yeah, they do.
It's like the homes here. You could probably get this home a lot cheaper somewhere else, or have it built somewhere else. A lot cheaper than what the prices of them around here are. Because these are normal. I don't consider these unusual homes. I don't consider them fabulous.
The thing that you'll notice about these homes that when I first came here, and I still see it to this day, is how tall the roofs are. And that's your attic. And they're tall. That's so the heat rises up off of the ceiling below. It has somewhere to go. And in the summer months, that's pretty important.
Oh, yeah. And I give you a little tip. Your insurance is cheaper if the roof on your house is, what do they call it, confluent, where all sides are one level. I said, you get a discount for that. Why?
They call gable.
Okay.
If you've got a gable roof, or if you have I don't know what you call it, either A-frame on the front, in other words, over your front porch area or your garage area, if you have one of these sticking out over the front of the house, or does the front of your house look like that? So if it looks like this, the insurance is going to cost you a little more.
Not a whole lot, but actually you do get a discount for the other kind. So let me see.
Marjorie says no cranberries. I'm with you, Marjorie. Am I behind? Probably.
We both are. Wow. Jerry says that somebody that's building a new home in the Enclave is telling him a $72,000 bond.
Enclave, if I can remember right, I was looking at the new, I'm watching pineapples, drone flights. Enclave to me looks like it's one of them private neighborhoods.
Is it going to be the 5 acre?
No, that's up here. That's done.
I know,
they
but I
don't have
thought
any
maybe they
more
were
of that.
doing another
No,
one.
this is it, but it looks like the lot's going to be bigger. It looks like a millionaire area,
Okay.
and it's kind of by itself. And if that's the case, then I can understand that because every home in there is going to be $1 million, and every home is going to be a bigger yard to be able to support this bigger house, which means there'll be a lot less houses they can put in there per acre. And so thus the bond will be more.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just the price you pay, I guess. I mean, they did the same thing when they allotted off them 5 acre lots up there because some people were saying they wanted to bring their horse.
Right.
So, but Florida has these rules, so they had to have at least 5 acres. So when they put them 5 acre lots up, just the lot, they wouldn't even build a house for you. It was 5 acres was $1 million. And then you could sit down and talk about the house, how big, where at, and they would approve it to have the house built. I thought to myself, they'll never sell them. Sold them like that.
Yeah, yeah. Tin Cups is 71 years old and still working 60 hours a week. That overtime is great. Honey, you can't take it with you. You know, it might be great, but, you know, you're not going to live forever. So I would enjoy a little bit of life, even if you got good overtime. I'd enjoy a little bit of your life right now. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
No, it happens. And we had a neighbor lady over here. As far as I know, she was healthy as a horse. I've seen her many times, and I mean, I wasn't friends with her, but I talked to her many times. And then one day, I guess a neighbor went over there to see her or talk to her or something. They found her laying on the floor in the living room, and she died a couple of days later at the hospital.
So you never know what's going to happen. I mean, it doesn't mean because you're retired doesn't mean that you're not busy. I mean, you can do other things, but do something that you enjoy while you know, use that overtime to enjoy something, enjoy your life. 71 and still working 60 hours a week.
But hey, look, I disagree with that. If you love your job, and I was told this when I was a kid, find something that you really love to do and you never have to work a day in your life. So if you really love what you're doing, and it's not really like having a job, you just happen to get paid for something you love to do, and if you enjoy doing it, and you're healthy enough to do it, I say I got no problem with it. Do it. My grandpa told me when I asked him one time when I was younger, I says, when I get to be your age, Grandpa, and get ready to retire, I said, what kind of advice can you give me? And you know what he told me? He said, work as long as you can. He said, because you're going to need it. That was it. Simple advice. And he's right. I wanted to work till I was 65, but UPS kicked me out at 62 and a half, and I didn't have any choice. I had to leave. So
Yeah, well, and Dizzy Cole says that there's tons of retirees living there, and I can believe that. And I did watch something on YouTube about the retirees going there because the cost of living was so much better. Well, she's in Mexico.
Oh, yeah, I read a lot. There's a lot of RVers going down there now on the Baja side, and they're buying property to go down there and stay.
Hi, Kevin.
One of them is Jesse the Body Ventura, the former governor of Minnesota. He lives in Mexico, and he won't come back to America.
Yeah. Rock, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Rock Gottinger.
Who?
Rock Gottinger.
Who's that? Ain't seen you for a long time.
Okay. Overjoyed says she likes the large lots and the mature trees over in the historic area. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you get into a lot of more mature landscaping, and you get into a lot of other stuff too. Like I know eventually they're going to shut down the Paradise Recreation Center up there. They're going to destroy it, and they're going to build a brand new one.
And they just come out with the site plans for the new one. They just showed it to the public the other day, and it's going to be fabulous.
And they were asking the residents up in that area up there, what do you want here?
Yeah.
And so, and I don't know what everybody sent in, but the last one I read was they wanted the same thing that they did at that new one over there on the other side.
First responders.
First responders.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what it all. There's a lot of things that people like here. They have things up north we don't have down here. Like I know they have croquet courses or croquet area, the real grass. I saw one up there one day, and I thought, man, this thing looks like a lot of maintenance to me to keep everything perfect like that. They have gun ranges. I don't know if they have them everywhere. I know they got one over here at Osceola Hills, a gun range. Not real guns, pellets. Yeah, they got clubs here for that. It's a pellet rifle and pellet pistols, and they got a place where you go shoot.
Okay.
And they got some other stuff up there. I can't think of all the stuff they got up there that we don't have. Well, they got hot tubs up there. We don't have them anywhere else.
But they are making it so they make the water the theme. So the back part of it is supposed to be a lot of glass, so you can see the water there on the lake. But like I said, the drawings that they had in the paper it looked fabulous. And I know those people just be crazy about getting that done. But yeah, it's a big undertaking. But they're kind of starting over from that's where they started. So, oh hey, wrestler. Thank you.
Boston Market. March wants there's a Boston Market.
Yeah, there is one, but it's not here in the villages.
No, but it's close though, right?
I think so because the people that used to own Augustine's, I think they also own Boston Market.
I vaguely remember. I don't get outside the villages that much, but I vaguely remember driving somewhere and seeing a Boston Market, but I don't remember where.
Yeah, but and they're around a lot, but like there's none in the villages proper that I know of. But like I said, there is so many of them around, so many places to get it that's not a problem. I know they had about the same thing everybody else does. But I started to say that was one of the problems that I had was when we first come here, we went to a restaurant for our holiday meal, and then Skip wanted steak and lobster. He doesn't care for turkey, me either. And so he wanted steak and lobster, and we was able to order off the menu. And now all of them went to a set menu. It's ham and turkey. That's going to be it.
It's just easier. I can totally understand why they're doing that. There's so many people here now that don't want to cook anymore, and they don't have the country clubs and stuff down south like they do up here yet. And so places like Arnold Palmer's, Evans Prairie, all these places that have these meals, they're swamped with reservations. They're full.
Yeah.
It's almost like Disney World. You can come in and eat. You can't even ask them what time you want to go to lunch. They'll tell you what time.
Yeah, they've got a time frame, like a 2-hour time frame.
Or your dinner's going to be at 2:00.
Yeah.
Your dinner's going to be at 5:00. Your dinner's going to be at 10:00.
Yeah. I mean, that's when it pays to make your reservations early because you get a choice.
Right.
But yeah, it's there's just so many places that do that now. Even if there isn't a Boston Market here, you've got plenty of places. And like I said, the groceries will fix it for you. Like I said, I know Publix do it. They do a nice Thanksgiving meal also.
I'm for that. Call Bob Evans and a DoorDash.
Well, like I said, we're eating at home. So
I done that one year. Did you see anything wrong with it?
No, I didn't.
There you go.
So like I said, you can have whatever you want. So, because I'm cooking.
I always do.
I know.
Tin Cup says, Skipper, what's your... Oh, you already did that. I don't recall even being in Pecos Tin Cup. I can't tell you. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I had my motor home or... I can almost say that if I had a motor home, I wouldn't be at Love's.
He says, going to Carlsbad. And yeah, we did go to Carlsbad with the...
I did go to Carlsbad. Yeah. We took that back road all the way up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There was nothing out there.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Except white trucks and oil wells.
Yeah. And the caverns, that's wonderful, but it that did us in. It was a lot of walking. Poor guy.
Maybe I did. Maybe I just don't remember.
Yeah, you don't remember?
I don't know. I just remember sleeping in that one truck stop that you didn't want to stay at. And I said, this is fine over here. Because northern Texas, when you get out in the boonies, there's just nothing out there. So the idea of sleeping somewhere like in a rest area, don't let it bother you. There's nobody out there.
Yeah. Well, he says he normally watches on his TV. He didn't know he could chat. Yeah, you can't, Not
on TV, I don't think.
Unless they've changed. They were working on it, so you could. But as far as I know, it's computer and phone.
Or iPad. Do an iPad.
iPad, yeah. So maybe, maybe they've got it to the TV now, but yeah.
Well, I don't know. See, I got an old TV, and then I stream everything. So my TV has some functions in it that I can and can't do. Some people say they can't do this or they can't do that. Well, I don't know how they see. Like we have a smart TV. They're kind of like a smartphone. So them do different things than my old TV. By the way, that my old TV I watch is probably 20 years old, hanging in my office. 20 years old.
And you probably got 20 TVs.
Microwaves can't make it 9 months.
Yeah. It actually was a little more than that. I think I said I looked at the receipt. It was 22. So.
When did we buy it?
22.
Well.
This is the end of 23.
So.
Well, it was January of 22.
So it's not even a year old yet, right?
No, it's over a year old. January 22.
Oh, well, it's been a great microwave. It's over a year old. What do you want?
Yeah. Well, as was it may be out of warranty because of that. I don't know. But yeah. KM says there's one place that Christmas comes before Thanksgiving. Do you know where that is?
Say that again.
There's one place that Christmas comes before Thanksgiving.
I'm going to say Canada.
Cindy says she knows.
Canada? Because they have weird stuff up there like...
Theirs is in October.
Huh?
I said their Thanksgiving is in October.
Christmas?
Thanksgiving is in October in Canada.
That's what I said. You said, where is it?
No.
Oh.
Whereas Christmas come before Thanksgiving. Well, KM, you got to let us know.
I don't know.
Because I don't have any idea. Wrestler says, hey, Skip, I started producing one video every 3 days until the end of the year. Always do this at the end of the year due to having more time to catch up on editing.
Cool. I'm subscribed.
Fingers crossed.
I'm subscribed, so whenever you post a video, I get notified. I do watch. I don't know if I comment as much as I should, but yeah, last one I seen was I think something in Maine, right? I think it was something in Maine. Then your wife posted one here the other day about cooking something with probably tofu. I don't know. So,
yeah, if y'all don't know, Wrestler Mania has his own website and or video, YouTube videos, and you want to go to see Wrestler Mania or Healthy Home Cooking. Both of them have theirs going, and they do some interesting stuff. They're not in the villages; they're in Pennsylvania, but there's a lot of interesting stuff places they go to.
What do people eat that are like vegan? They don't eat meat. What would they eat for Thanksgiving? Because everything in Thanksgiving's got some kind of meat in it of some sort. You got gravy that's got milk. That comes from a cow.
There's a substitute for everything.
Substitute milk? What's going to substitute with? Almond milk?
Soy, coconut.
That's disgusting.
Oh, that's just you. It might not be what you're used to, but it works. So,
is there any guarantee that if you don't eat meat, you're going to live longer?
No.
I don't think so.
You got
They just tell you the odds are.
The odds against obesity? Yeah.
Is there any guarantee that says if you don't eat meat, you won't get fat?
No.
Doctor told me between heart disease and being fat is healthier.
Okay.
So
I never liked your doctor.
She's not a doctor. I listen to what my doctor says.
Yeah, that doctor was a dingling.
This doctor here?
No, did I not?
She told me the same thing. I said, between smoking and getting fat, which is worse? I like
between
that.
Smoking and getting fat,
and
yeah.
she told me, she said, smoking is. I said, okay. Between getting fat and heart disease, which is worse? She said, well, heart disease will kill you pretty quick. Fat takes a long period of time. You have the effects of fat. So basically, she's telling me that being fat is healthier than heart disease.
Right. Well.
You got to play the odds, man. It's like Vegas. You got to play the odds.
No. Rester says, hopefully next year he will have been more time to edit. Hint, hint. At least this is my hope. We will see what my financial guy says.
All about retiring? Yeah, he's about to the end of his I don't know what to say, his time schedule to retire.
Yes.
He's already retired, right?
Hopefully he'll be able to next year.
Yeah, he don't know where he's going to go yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that he's keeping a secret because he's afraid I'll show up.
Yeah, we got to wait till what the financial guy says. Yeah, so That's right. Overjoyed says, you rest, you rust. Too type A to retire. Well, you know what? You don't have to quit moving because you retire. You know, I
Well,
don't.
that's why this is called an active adult retirement community.
Yeah.
'Cause
And then
people
there's
here,
more things here to do than anywhere I've ever been. And I don't do a lot of scheduled stuff because I don't like schedules. But I stay busy.
everything here, all the activities that I've seen here, all of them, is somehow, some way related to movement.
Yeah.
They have swimming pools, golf, dancing at the squares, anything like that is always related to some type of movement.
And that is a fact that, you know, that does give you a longer life.
Is that guaranteed?
A longer life? Yes. It doesn't say when.
Did God tell you that?
God didn't tell me that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The doctor told me that.
I think your doctor's nuts. I think he's a whack job.
Harley John says, what's up, Skippy?
I don't know, man. Sitting there arguing with the old lady, just like always.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Kevin's leaving. He says, have a good day. Or am I that far behind?
You're that far behind. He went a while ago. So Del Webb has some interesting options that include total exterior care, includes lawn painting and roofs. That appeals to me, but makes TV look inexpensive. Yeah, it's all about what you want. You know, there's a zillion retirement places in Florida. I mean, it seems like the whole world's coming to Florida. And I can understand, you know, to get out of the bad weather, that's what I wanted too. But it depends on what you want. You know, do you want to be by a metropolitan area? This isn't it. You know, we're not, the closest is Ocala and Orlando, and they're 40 to an hour away. So, but like otherwise, you know, I think this is paradise, truthfully. But yeah, it's what you want. Del Webb is very close here, and there's several Del Webbs though. They have them in Orlando. They have them in Myrtle Beach. There's all different kinds. So it just depends on what you want.
Well, they have Del Webb communities that doesn't say Del Webb. I mean, you have to see the small print when you go to the gate, like Stonecrest. Everybody calls it Stonecrest. Well, actually, it's a Del Webb community, right?
I never kept that straight between Spruce Creek and Stonecrest. I never got it straight.
One of them is a Del Webb community.
Well, yeah.
And on the gate, they'll tell you Del Webb community.
I think it's Stonecrest, yeah.
But when you hear people talk around here about Stonecrest or whatever it is, they never say that word Del Webb. So you would think that's just a different, and it's not. It's a Del Webb community. But yeah.
But yeah, if you don't want to do that outside work, or you know, like painting on the inside, even if that's something that you really want taken care of, then that would be the place, because here you have to hire it done. Like I said, we hire somebody to do the lawn, to do the bushes. Now we wanted to paint, we do it ourselves. But some people aren't capable anymore. You know, when you get to a certain age, and I'm not allowed on ladders anymore. But yeah, like I said, that might be a good thing for you. It just depends on what you want.
Overjoy said more condos would be nice. We don't really have what you would call common condos here. They don't have them at all. The closest thing to that would be up at Spanish Springs, if that's what you're referring to, the ones that go around the square, because the lofts of Brownwood, those aren't condos either. Those are apartments inside those buildings, and those are basically for people that's not ready. They don't want to own a home. I die. Sue's here by herself. She doesn't want to do all the maintenance here, so she sells this. She moves into the lofts of Brownwood because she's not ready to go into assisted living. It's kind of like an in-between buffer zone. Right. And so that's what those are. The closest thing to a condo here are them, there's different names for them. We used to call them, the ones where you go in, there's a stairway that goes up, bedrooms usually up on top. And
townhouse.
We used to call them townhouses. That's the closest thing I would say to a condo here. And they're around Spanish Springs, and there's a group of those called carriage homes up at Glenview Country Club. And if I had my choice of the two, me personally, I would take the one up at Glenview Country Club just because it's secluded back there, it's quiet back there.
And nobody knows they're there.
And nobody knows they're there. You don't. I should do video because you don't find video of them either.
Oh, we have, I think. I think we have.
Did I? Maybe I did. But the ones around Spanish Springs is good because one is if you want to go to the town square and you're basically healthy, you can literally walk to the town and then walk back to the square. You don't even need to have a golf cart. So they all have their advantages. The problem is those things sell quicker than homes when they come up for sale. And because of that, especially after COVID, the price of the things has really skyrocketed because they're just not making it anymore.
Yeah, and I looked at one at one time, and I love the area, and I love the idea of the whole place, and I love the courtyard. I mean, you don't get that everywhere, but I love the courtyard feel of it. In the Spanish Springs area, you know, that it really just made the looks of it. But everything inside was 30 years old. You know, the countertops, everything in it had to be completely remodeled, but the price wasn't showing that. So that's one of the things. But yeah, and like the ones at Glenview, like a lot of people don't even know they're there.
Yeah.
And I think at one time maybe that was a corporate retreat or something.
I'm sure they used it for something.
I've never seen them advertised.
See, they always do that here. They'll say, well, we're building this neighborhood because we need more doctors. And so they got to have a place to live and they got to have a place for their kids to go to school. So we're building this. And then they build it. 20 years later, they're somewhere else building. And those places where they needed to have doctors and kids is now other people living there. Yeah. And so, and that's my problem with the excuses they use all the time to build something, is because it doesn't stay that way.
Jerry says, wrestler said the crackling is from the metal plate in your head.
Are we still crackling?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But I don't know.
So a while ago, I read wrestler said that he sees it, his favorite, where is it? Hey, it's my favorite YouTube creator. I see Skip's with her.
TR, we don't have any plans for Thanksgiving right now. We're probably just going to fix what we want right here.
Go to my granddaughter's house and say surprise.
Yeah, we're not surprising anybody else. But yeah, we can have what we want right here. No, we don't have to worry about the turkey or the ham.
I'm good with a steak and a baked potato.
There you go. And I said I've got enough ham in the freezer right now to feed 20 people.
I don't want any ham.
I know you don't. So that's why I said we're going to fix what we want. No, I'll have the beets, and you can have the steak.
Some kind of healthy crap.
Yeah. Oh.
I'll be standing above her funeral, looking down at her in her casket, going, "Boy, I bet you really enjoyed that healthy crap, didn't you?" Now look at you.
Okay, but Dan O'Brien says they have lighted swimming pools open till 11. Yes, they do have that in the historic section because they have the lighting. We were told on this side that our pools couldn't be open past daylight because we didn't have the lighting.
It's a Sumter County rule.
Yeah, well,
a county rule.
But they have the lighting up there.
It's just like up there. The reason why from Lake Sumter south in Sumter County, the reason why the what do you call it? Where they have the liquor things around the square. Mm-hmm. What were those called? Kiosks.
Beer huts.
Beer huts. Yeah. Those could only be open till a certain time, and the music had to stop at a certain time, basically 9 o'clock, because it was a Sumter County rule saying you couldn't have them open any time after that. And then, it was a 2-hour thing where you could get your beer at half price for 2 hours in Spanish Springs area for years.
You get 2 for 1.
Is that what it was, 2 for 1?
Yeah, 2 for 1.
But that was for 2 hours. That's what I'm saying. Well, they had the same thing at Lake Sumter, but it was only for 1 hour. 2 for 1 for 1 hour. And then when it came down here, it was 2 for 1 for 1. I asked about that, and they told me it was a Sumter County rule. They only allow you to do that for 1 hour. I don't know why Sumter County would have anything to do with that, but that's what I was told.
Yeah. Yeah. Jerry Bell's the same kind as Cousin Eddie. Yes, it's the same kind as Cousin Eddie, the plate in the head. I love that movie. I loved all the...
Seems me, he peed his pants too, right?
I loved all the
plate in my head shifts and I pee my pants. I'm cleaning it up a little bit. Then he falls backwards at the casino. That's Vegas Vacation.
Yeah. I loved all the vacation movies. They had Christmas Vacation, Vegas Vacation. I mean, I loved every one of them. Even the European Vacation, which was kind of goofy, but I still loved them. I just loved the idea. But the first one where they put
Aunt Edna up on the
Aunt
roof.
Edna up on the roof of the car because she died in the car, and they put her on the roof.
Well,
because,
it's not like we're going to hurt her.
and then it starts storming. But anyhow, yeah, they were very, very good. Let's see. Oh, Tin Cup says, thanks for the visit. We'll watch again next Wednesday. Yeah, we'll be here at noon next Wednesday. And like I said, we'll give more of our positive wisdom. As silly
I
as
don't have
we
any
are.
positive wisdom.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what to do or what to do. I can only tell you things about it that I know.
Yeah, and I know there's other channels that's telling you what goes on here a lot, and I said some of them are pretty interesting. I watched some of them. I did hear somebody asked Skip the other day about it, but I did hear that the ladies that was doing the Villages 365 has quit, and that's a shame. I know the competition, like there's a lot of competition out here when it comes to YouTube, but they did a good job. When Deb and I quit the Two Forks Up, those ladies kind of filled the gap, and I liked watching them. So I wish them all the well. I didn't hear a reason why that they give it up, but
I can just about tell you why.
well, it's a lot of work. I know
People
that.
don't realize how much work it actually is. Listen, you're looking at one-man show here. This is it. We don't have a crew. I do get sponsors once in a while. I don't mention them all the time. But, yeah, my Patreon members are, what was that? Like, I'm telling you, squirrel. Could have swore I seen something.
Yeah.
I got floaters in this eye, and every now and then one of them will move, and I swear I see something over there. Yeah, never mind.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't care. But it's work. But listen, when you watch something on here for 15 minutes, average video is 10 or 15 minutes long because our analytics tells us you won't watch any much more than that. I mean, we don't have the attention span in our country anymore like we used to. Everybody's quite shorts on YouTube starting to take off because people's got about a 1 minute attention span and move on to something else. TikTok, move. They don't want to watch anything. So the videos are getting shorter and shorter. But what you don't see is the time it took to go do that video. Somebody had to get out of bed. Somebody had to get dressed. Somebody had to have it in mind of doing a video today. And what is it going to be about? Get in the car, drive down there, do the videoing, come back to the house, download it in the computer, and all the stuff that goes with the editing process to upload it to YouTube and set a date and a time for it to, and in the thumbnail that is on that video. You got to make that. That just doesn't come up. And the ending and then what's really heartbreaking is when you do all this work and you post it, and if you guys ever want to make a comment to me, I can guarantee you at any video that I put up that comes out, the first 2 hours of that video, on Monday, my videos come out at 6 o'clock in the evening. From 6 to 8, I'm watching that on my phone or on my iPad, and I'm watching for the views. How many views do I get the first 2 hours? And when you make a comment within that first 2 hours, I can pretty much respond to you right away because I'm watching it. After that, I look at them about once or twice a day, and then I try to catch up with the comments.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes because if you get a lot of comments, you know, I try to keep it down to simple stuff like thanks for watching, thanks, you know, and move on to the next one.
But anyhow, sad that they have given up. Like I said, we don't know what the reasons are, but they did. I thought they did
Well,
a
it's
pretty
time
good job.
consuming. You know,
Yeah.
this is a retirement community. These ladies probably had clubs they wanted to go to,
Yeah.
maybe golf they want to do, maybe some movies they'd like to go see, maybe go to Disney World once in a while. And this video stuff, when you set a schedule to put a video out every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday, it gets in the way. Like when I take off for a vacation, when we went up to Indiana, you realize when you skip the videos that you normally would do, the amount of nasty comments that you get on your emails about it. Hey, where's the news? Well, if you're going to do the news, you'd think you would just do it. You know, they get mad at you. And then whenever I do that and I come home, I lost 50 subscribers just like that because people don't have so this is the problem.
Okay. Anyhow, good luck to you, ladies. Whatever you do. KM says Christmas comes before Thanksgiving.
In Spain.
In the dictionary.
Oh.
That was good, KM. That was really good. Oh. Oh, Donna said it says your microphones have static. I don't know what the deal is, but we're going to finish this, soon, and we'll figure it out then. Instead of starting all over again. I said we're pretty close to the
Is it
end.
my microphone or your microphone?
I don't know.
There's two different microphones.
It did take a lot off when I took that necklace off, but yours is still crackling. So, yeah.
I have no idea.
And Cindy says cows are fat and they don't eat meat.
See?
I wasn't worried about the weight thing. It was inflammation.
I wonder if the bears and the animals that eat all these dead animals, I wonder if they're concerned about their cholesterol.
Anyhow.
Did you know, and this is a fact, sharks never get cholesterol. Never. And there's a study right now with sharks trying to figure out what is it in the shark system that prevents cholesterol buildup. And they'll somehow use that for humans. The day's coming.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Overjoy says she lives in South Florida, but looking for a change and a more active community and perhaps more inland because she gets nervous during the hurricane
So I can understand that.
Yeah, I don't blame her. That's why we come here is because it was inland more. And it's not that we wouldn't love to be on the beach somewhere. But, at one time I couldn't be in the sun. Now he can't be in the sun. So it was a good move to come here. But as far as activities go, you won't find any place that has more activities than this place. And like I said, if you don't find one you want, they'll help you start one. And I said, they do have some really odd ones here. They said they have a Edgar Casey something club, which it was kind of unusual. That kind of surprised me that they would have that. And then they have something on that order, but it's the name. I can't think of the name now, but it's the study of that kind of thing. But I said they've got some really odd ones here. I love the fencing club and the one with the little trees. But they have a lot of them here, and they have the Southern Fun Girls, in which they do a lot of outside trips and sightseeing and stuff like that. And it's nice because they have like 4,000 members, and you can, when you join, they have different bus trips, and it's kind of a first come first serve. If you get your name in and send your money in for the bus trip for wherever they're going, then there are only so many allowed on a bus. But that's a lot of fun. There's Girlfriends of the Villages.
I'm going to try something.
They're the same.
Hold on. I'm going to disconnect this.
Oh.
It's not here. Okay.
Is that better?
I don't know. See if that sounds any better. Maybe
Okay.
crackling quit. Might be this thing. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Like I said, we're almost done here.
I got a feeling it's YouTube, but I don't know that. Anyway, I changed the microphone setting. Is it any better? Hopefully it is.
But yeah, there's all kinds of things here, and we're not immune to hurricanes, and we still get the hurricanes. There's all kinds of things here. But so far, it's been immune to hurricanes, and we still get.
I'm listening to the crackling.
Oh, okay. So far, we haven't had any real problem. We lost a few shingles at one time, and that was about it. So far we maybe some flooding over in the historic area. But other than that, we haven't been bothered by the hurricanes. I feel a lot safer here than I would somewhere along the coast. Let's see.
Well, I'm listening to mine to see if I hear any crackling.
Okay. KM says, I got to get going myself now. Been fun. Have a great day. We'll watch the end later. Have a great week, friends. Yeah, KM, see ya. We know you got a life, babe. So.
Okay, I just listened to it. I have no crackling, and you have no crackling, so I can't address these people's problems.
Well, the wrestler says it might be the internet connection.
It ain't my internet connection.
Oh well, okay. TR, if you send to Skip's email, send some your email or address, one or the other, and I will try to write it down for you. But like I said, I would like to do this on camera, so if somebody wanted it again, I could just say, go back to that video, because if there's too many that wants it, that's going to be a real pain. But yeah, you send me your information, and I'll get it to you.
Donna says vegans eat tofu Tofurkey.
Tofurkey.
Tofurkey. I wouldn't even, I'd be embarrassed to even ask for that. Yeah,
I've never had it. I've never had it, but everything in it doesn't sound bad. I mean, you know.
I wouldn't eat it. I just wouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird.
Okay.
I keep getting these news updates that flash across my screen. It says something about Deutsche Bank. It's probably a German word and I pronounced it totally wrong, but it said something about the Deutsche Bank was something and that went away.
Oh, okay. John Romanek says still crackling.
Sorry, Deutsche, what? I can't get it.
Debbie Robertson says you're so entertaining while I'm working from home today. Well, I'm glad we could entertain you. I said we don't do anything important, so yeah, still crackle.
Well, I don't know. Can't help you. I did everything I can do here.
Okay, Jerry says if your warranty run out on the microwave, check with your credit card company that you paid with. Typically, they double the warranty up to an additional year. Oh, well, I did not know that, Jerry. Thank you. I think I did pay with the credit card. I'm not sure.
There's no reason why we should be replacing this thing to start with.
No, there was no reason for the first two to go out. But, yeah. Donna Zajac says vegans eat tofurkey, soy-based, as one option for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I like vegetables. I don't have a problem with eating all vegetables. It's not a problem for me. And it cuts down the inflammation. Nice, especially on the leg I had operated on. It helps it so it doesn't get as stiff, I think. So that's just, that's what the doctor told me. He didn't say anything about it was heart healthy or you'd lose weight or anything like that. He said it would cut down on the inflammation, and it has. So that's the reason I do it.
I haven't seen Phil B on here.
I haven't either.
Wonder if he's making fudge.
Oh, TR, have a good the rest of your work day. She appreciates the hard work, and lunch break is over, so she'll see you next week.
They're all getting off of here because they're saying it's crackling.
Oh, well.
They're all leaving, so maybe we'll just shut it down. Don't know what's causing it. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah. Okay. Wrestler says if you had two stomachs like cows, you'd be fat too.
Actually, a cow has 4 stomachs.
Well. Oh, Wrestler's leaving too. I said Wrestler's leaving too.
Probably going back to work.
Yeah,
He's
go
still
back.
working.
Go back and pay that money, Wrestler. We need it.
Yeah, pay that Social Security, Wrestler, because old George needs the money.
He says the crackling has decreased.
Well, it has to be in the
One says still cracking, so
it has to be in the internet somewhere, and I'm not in control of the internet.
Okay.
There's nothing I can do.
Move the microphone away from your metal plate.
Yeah. The only thing you can do is like I've done before, is shut the YouTube thing down and totally start over and hope for a better connection.
Yeah.
But this far into it, I'm not doing that.
No. Now, some of them sound fine too. Some of them don't, so I don't know.
So I don't know if it's crackling or if they're hearing some kind of this chair's squeaking.
No.
And these microphones pick up so much stuff.
Oh, Joyce says, I see some addresses on Zillow that don't list TV as the city, but are supposedly within the boundaries. I wonder if it is TV and or how taxes are impacted. Well, we do have some places that are in the Wildwood address area. Some places it's in Fruitland Park area. And when you're in those, they're still villages, but they still have a Wildwood or Fruitland Park address. When you're in those areas, you're subject to the tax that city has. It's still Sumter County. But like I said, the cities have their own taxing thing, and the Fruitland Park people pay a certain amount extra for Fruitland Park, the same way with the Wildwood people. But like some of it isn't in the villages, but some of it is. So they just have so many houses in that area. Eventually they will all have the village address, but right now, because of them being new, that's what they have. You have the address for Wildwood or the address for Fruitland Park.
Well, we are a city in some ways.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the villages, Florida, 2 zip codes. that I know of.
3.
Is it 3 now?
Yeah, there's a 159, a 62, and a 63. And they're trying to get that, so we're trying to get all one zip code. But like I said, I don't know how long that'll take, it's a government thing.
Yeah, and I go back to years ago, way 5, 6, 7 years ago, I used to have a thing at the end of some videos where I would report some of the stuff going on here, and I always suspected things were going to happen. And I often said, how do you age restrict a city? And I have no answer to that.
Yeah.
And I see as things keep growing, this is going to be a problem. How do you age restrict a city?
Cheryl Perry says, hi, Skip and Sue. We just got back to the villages after visiting friends in Port Charlotte. Well, we love Port Charlotte, but we do.
I do. I would like to live there.
Yeah, we would. But we've seen the aftermath of the hurricane down there at one time before we bought here, and there was no way. I mean, as much as we love, we'll visit. We visit a lot, but we're not going to live there. And it's because they're...
We were lucky to get a hotel for one night. Yeah. I had a reservation, and the guy told me at the desk when I got there, oh, you can't stay here. That's what he mean, I got a reservation. He said, all reservations are canceled. I said, no one until he told me that, and I drove all the way down here from Indiana. And he was saying, well, we have to save our rooms for contractors. I said, well, somebody better be giving me a room for a night. So they gave us a room, no towels, no anything in it. And we went through town to see what the hurricane damage was. And the people that were in town at that time, they were down there getting all the snakes and alligators away. So seriously, so the contractors could come in safely and do their job.
Yeah, talk about scary. Yeah, but we love that area, and we love the Fisherman's Village. That's where we go to eat. When we want real seafood, we go there to eat.
Harpoon Harry's.
Yeah. Nice. It's just such a wonderful place there on the water. I used to sit and watch the boats come in, and on one side you can see the boats that are docked there, and then you see people sitting there on the boat in their easy chairs drinking their coffee. The cats running around. It's just a beautiful area. It really is.
I like it. I always did like it.
Yeah, well, Overjoy says, by the way, love Porch Settin, gives me a break from work during the day. Enjoy your company. Well, thank you. Like I said, we love y'all. We love talking to you. And I said, we don't have anything important to say. It's just sometimes you have a few questions. If we can answer them, fine. A lot of times we can't, but the people on the chat can. And we kind of like that because they kind of keep us informed.
Shantae, yeah, I know what you mean, Shantae. I was the guy. I ended up getting a motor and a little thing down here you could turn, made the antenna turn like that to dial in TV channels. She says, static is minimal. It says no big deal. So I grew up in a country having to go outside and turning the antenna. We did that. Before that, it was rabbit ears.
Yeah. Oh, at my house, it was a pair of pliers to turn the channels.
Well, it's because the little plastic channel thing broke all the time.
It always broke, yeah.
And so we put pliers to turn the channel. Remember, our neighbor, he was the first person I know of that got a remote control TV. And basically just had 2 buttons on it, up and down. And it still had the channel thing that turned. And he would set it, you click it once, it just changed once. And then, anyway, he got it, and I just thought that was remarkable.
That bank is the Bank of Germany. So what was it about it?
I don't know, it just popped up. And
okay.
It doesn't tell me everything. It just says this bank something, and it went away. I have to go find out.
Oh, and Robert Nancy says, thank you for having the Medicare guy on last week. Very informative. Yes, he's very good. And I said, if you have problems, give him a call. Now, he's busy this time of year because, the recruitment is until December 7th if you want to change your insurance. So, I said, so he's busy this time of year. But he'd be happy to talk to you, any problems you have, any questions you have. And I said, I said, for us, he's the smartest guy we know when it comes to that kind of thing. And he's helped a lot of people on our channel and a lot of our friends also. So,
Especially on YouTube, because I try to keep up with a lot of the YouTube stuff that goes around the villages.
And one thing I do notice about when you come talk about the real estate companies on YouTube and what they do, you got to be really aware of what they're promoting and how they're doing it. And I see a lot of them on there that talk about the investments and the property and the value compared to the rest of the state. But I'm not saying they're wrong, but I'm saying they don't live here. They don't really know. They're numbers people. They've got people that are just numbers. And and the numbers is this. That's all they know. And what we're telling you is about true life here and how it is. So when we talk about real estate people, the number one person outside of the villages, and you have to use them for a new house, you haven't got a choice. I'm not telling you that the village's real estate company would be my number one choice to even buy a new house, but you have to. You don't have a choice there. But for a pre-owned home, Ira is probably about as honest and as knowledgeable as anybody here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that everybody else is not honest. I'm not saying that. I don't know everybody else. But I know that a lot of times it's all about getting your name on that sales slip to get my commission. And you're seeing a lot of that now because people are in arms because they bought a house that was out of compliance and now they're pointing the finger elsewhere. So, and the village's real estate company is one of them. So that's what I'm just simply saying. I'm not going to recommend people. I'm not bad-mouthing other people, but the people I recommend, I know are going to treat you fair, and they're going to give you truthful and honest answers that I know about.
Right. Okay. Bye, Jackie. She's got to go. Denise says I have my earphones in and my ears, well.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe for some reason, and I don't know what that reason would be, that the microphones are too loud. That's why I'm trying not to talk very loud.
Yeah.
And it sounds scratchy because it's what they call clipping.
Over-modulating?
Yes, it's over-modulating, but they call it on here, they call it clipping.
Okay.
And it cuts it off.
So how do you lower it?
I've never done anything. I don't know. I'm saying it's
okay.
probably the connection. If I shut this off and turn it back on, it'd probably be okay. But I don't want to do that.
Okay.
So I'm just trying not to talk very loud.
Well, nice, and I don't see any more questions on here. Guys, we're getting to the end here, so.
Before I forget, I was going to do this last week. Here is this month's Villages magazine. I've never even looked at this thing.
I have. There's also a little brochure in the middle of it that shows you different house plans.
I was looking to see if it had houses in here.
Yeah.
It does. It's got a section in here about some new houses and some other stuff. First one that emails me your name and address, I'll get in contact with you and let you know that I got this in the mail coming. So if you want it, just send me an email with your name and address and I'll mail it to you.
Yeah. And there's a lot going on this weekend, so get out there and stay busy. Y'all know where the email is. It's in the list below.
You can do that. Also, at the top of the little links up there where it talks about videos and this and that, there's another little tab up there that says About. If you click on the About, it'll go to my information page, and underneath of it, somewhere in there, it'll say something about contact or whatever. That's usually used for sponsors that's interested in. If you click on that, the email will also come up. But basically, it's the same email, g1rumpy2y@gmail.com.
Yeah. And y'all have a nice week. Enjoy. And I said, hopefully you get through Thanksgiving in one piece. Don't eat too much, but enjoy.
I say eat it all.
Oh, hi from the village of Newell.
Hey, I don't know where Newell is, but I know you're around here somewhere.
That's the new area, in the new area. Thank you for all your information over the years. You've been you've been rid of everything in Health South. Okay.
What?
I don't quite understand that, but okay. It's basically thank you. And thanks from Brickyard Brickhead. And Florence Keenan says, Happy Thanksgiving.
I could have swore what you said was Happy Thanksgiving to Dickhead.
No, Brickyard Brickhead says
Brickhead.
thanks.
I thought you said Dickhead. It's funny sometimes what you hear when you're half deaf.
It's not funny.
Say goodbye, I'm getting ready to leave.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks, moderators.
See you on the other side.